Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ajulam here. Thank you so much for coming around. If you're new here, you're welcome. Consider subscribing and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. So for today, we are going to be making a simple but stylish pleated dress for a girl. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Alright, here I have my half yard of satin. This is what I'll be using for the upper part, and this is where I'll be making the pleats, and this is my lining as well. This is half yard. Okay, and I have my pattern. This is a 2-year-old pattern, which is what I'll be working with. So the first thing to do is to determine or mark out where you want the pleats to be. So I'll go ahead now and open it up. This is my pattern. As you can see, I have a V neck here, but not a straight V. There's a way I curved it a bit. All right, so I'll just go ahead and mark out 1 inch from this waist point. This is 1 inch. And I'll repeat the same on the other side. This is 1 inch. This is 1 inch as well. Then I'm going to connect it to this center point here. Now you might be wondering why I marked out 1 inch. You know, here we have our ½ inch for the waist sewing allowance. So by the time you join the lower parts, you will have ½ inch left there, and that is okay for the ease. But if you don't want to have any ease here, just mark out ½ inch, which is what you'll be using to sew or join with the lower parts. So this is what I have, and this is where our pleat is going to come in. But before we continue, I'll just take this pattern and cut it out on my fabric. So anyone I have left of my fabric, I'll now use it for the pleats. So before we continue, let me just quickly cut this out on my fabric. Alright, here I have them all cut out. This is the front and this is the back, and I have my sleeve cut out as well. In case you don't know how to draft or cut out a basic bodice, I have a video on that, and I'm going to drop the link in the description box so you can check that out. I also have a video on how to go about drafting and cutting a cap sleeve. This is a cap sleeve, so I have a video on that, and I'll also drop it so you can check that as well. So now back to the pattern. This is the pattern that we are working with. Like I said, after marking this out, you need to check what you have from this end to this end. So for mine, it is, you need to keep your tape straight this way and then check what you have. I have 8.5 from that point. So I'm going to add 1 inch to that, making it 9.5 just for ease. Okay, so that is 9.5. You need to note that so that you don't forget. Okay, I'll be using 9.5, and then the next thing to note is to measure what you have from this point to this point. Let me just connect it straight so you understand. From this edge of the shoulder, I'll just keep your ruler straight from that point and then connect it. This is what you're going to measure. So from that point, I have 4.5. Okay, roughly 4.5. That is what I have here. So this is 4.5 into 2 is 9 inches. Okay, now by the time I fold, you understand why I said it's going to be 9 inches. So I'll just note all this so that I don't make any mistake. Okay, so I'm going to take my fabric now. This is what I have left. Like I said, I'll be making use of 9 inches. You know, when you want to fold your pleat, you need to put the other one inside. It should be on fold. Okay, it's not supposed to be plain or one this way. It should be on fold. You need to fold it inside so that you have a very clean work. So that is why I'll be making it 9 inches, and here I have 18 inches. I will just divide this into 2 to make it 9. and then I'll just cut it out. This is what we are going to be using to fold. Okay, so let me just quickly cut this out. All right, this is it. I just cut that out. Here I have my 9 inches. So all I'm going to do now, I am just using this to show you how you place it when you before sewing. Okay, so I'll just turn it over. Remember that this is 9 and this is 9.5, but I'll also use this part for this because I only added 1 inch just for ease. Okay, if you have enough fabric, just make sure that it's complete. Okay, so if I place it this way, you can see that it's enough for me. Like I was saying before, if you want to make pleats, you are not supposed to leave this edge this way. It should not be plain. As you can see, you need to fold it in so that you have a clean work there. Now I said that for this part is going to be 4.5, meaning inside, unfold this way. Now I will just check if I have 4.5 there. Okay, so I have 4.5. I will just go ahead now and place it on like this. As I'm doing it, this is how you place it. And then when you place it this way, you need to pin it. Okay, so let me just take the main fabrics and show you so we can just finish up. This is a very quick tutorial. So this is the front, so we'll just place it on top. So first and foremost, I'll just notch my 4.5 unfold. Now repeat the same on this other side. Okay, so this is my 4.5 now. I am going to pin it on that center line. I'll just pin it down to this other side. So after pinning it now, we are going to be making the pleats. All right, here as you can see, I just pin on both ends. I don't want to pin it all this way so it doesn't leave a mark. All right, so after pinning it now, you're going to raise this up, okay, making sure that this is left behind, and then you're going to use your 2 inches or the one you prefer to use depending on how big or small you want the pleat to be. So you're going to use that and just fold. Okay, when you fold, you take your iron to flatten it, as you can see, and then you take another 2 inches again and fold it in. Okay, and you can see that we are almost done with this other part. So I'll just go ahead and use my iron and then give it a good press. Whatever I did here, I am going to repeat the same on this other side. Okay, so let me just finish up with this part and then we cut what we have left off. Okay, so this is it after giving it a press, and this is how the pleats look. Very nice. If you turn over to the back this way, you can see that it's the armhole part is covered very well. Now there's a little thing to do on this part. Now to secure your pleats very well, you need to open it up this way, as you can see, and then you're going to be sewing exactly on this line. You're going to be doing this after giving it a very good press. So you need to sew on this line. That is the first one. After sewing the first one, you bring your second pleat inward and then sew the next. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Then you sew the next line again. And now you're going to sew it the way it is. You're going to sew it together with this front part. Okay, so after sewing it, you can see that your pleat will be secured nicely. It's not going to be opening up. So I'll just do that quickly and then repeat the same on this other side so we can add the lining and the cap sleeve. All right, this is what I have after sewing it. Okay, this is it. I just sew on those lines like I said earlier, and then you turn it over to this side and then secure it very well, the armhole, the sides, and the neckline. So after this now, I am going to cut it off. The excesses, I'm going to cut those off, and then we can join the back side. That is the shoulder. We're going to be joining it at this point, and we are almost done. Okay, after joining it with the shoulder, we'll now join with the sleeve, and it's as easy and simple as that. Okay, so let me just quickly finish off this part and then we can join the shoulders together. Okay, after joining it, this is what I have, and this is what it looks like. So now I am going to be adding my sleeve. And guys, we have started our online classes. If you're interested in any of our online classes, kindly check the description box for a number to reach out for more details. That is if you want to upgrade. It is very, very important. So this is my sleeve. Okay, I'm going to make this 5 inches after pleating them. Okay, so what you need to measure here and check what you have. Okay, so here I have, okay, make sure to leave your half an inch or whatever inch that you left for your sewing allowance. Okay, so here I have roughly 9 inches, and I'll also check what I have on my sleeve. Okay, so just keep moving your tape around. Here I have 13 inches. So I'm going to gather this now, or if you like, you can also pleat. And then the next thing to do is to decide how many inches you want the cap sleeve to be. For me, I'll just make it 5 inches. That is from this shoulder, I'll make it 2.5, and 2.5 for this back side as well. So you're going to be notching where you want the sleeve to end. Okay, so I'm going to fold it this way and then mark out 2.5. Remember, it's already on fold now, and then you're going to be notching that point. That is where our cap sleeve will end. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and gather this. For example, you want a puffy cap sleeve. All you need to do is to open up the pattern. That is your sleeve pattern. Just slash it open from the center, and then I also have a video on how to do that, so maybe I'll also drop it so you can see how to go about that. So let me just quickly run this. I'll just gather it until I have 5 inches, and I'll also repeat the same on this side, after which I'll now join these parts together. Remember, whatever you do on this part, you're going to repeat the same on your lining as well. So let me just quickly gather this, and then we will join it before placing the lining on top of this to close it up. All right, here I have the sleeves ready. This is the inside, and this is how I did it. Okay, so I have my 5 inches here. Remember, that is what I'm working with, and I did the same on this other one. So I am going to notch the center now. Okay, so I'll just give it a notch, and then I'm going to place that point on this shoulder and stitch it together, and I'll also repeat the same on this other side. So I will just quickly sew this, join it the way I placed it now, and then I will take my lining and place it over this way, and then sew the neckline, the armhole, and then turn it inside. So this is what I have after joining it and then turning it inside out. Now you can see that it's very easy to make this dress. All I have to do now is to give it a good press, and then I'll close the side and then join the lower part. So guys, that is it for today. Please subscribe if you have not, and I will see you all soon.